Shalom, giving all praise to Yahawah, Sham, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Christians are completely lost to the truth of the Bible. Anyway, this is not going to be a very long video. See where the Spirit takes me. Okay, so this is Carlton Pearson, influential mega church founder who rejected the idea of hell, dies at 70. Now, I saw a video recently, maybe 3 weeks ago. He was at a hospice, so he knew he was going to die of cancer. Now, whatever happened to these churches, they push this healing stuff. They lay hands. I guess it doesn't work on pastors. I guess they can heal people, but they can't heal themselves. But anyway, it says Pearson was shunned by other evangelical leaders and branded a heretic. His story was chronicled in the 2018 Netflix movie Come Sunday, which I'll see if I can watch that. I guess that's okay. That's it's not a documentary. It's an actual drama. Chiwetel Ejiofor, I guess he plays him. So I get a chance to watch that come Sunday. Yeah, the backstory behind this individual, he was raised in the, I believe it was a Pentecostal church. And he had, I think, grandmother and a grandfather that wasn't of the church, and they were smoking, drinking, going out, clubbing. Talking about his grandparents. And they both finally died. And he came up, he was brought up in the church, even from a child. He became a preacher. And he became one of those top tier mega church pastors. But he loved his grandparents. And basically, according to the teachings of Christianity, if you ain't right with Jesus, you're going to burn in hell. And he couldn't see that, so he did a lot of research. You know what he did? He went into the Greek in the New Testament. He went into the Hebrew in the Old Testament. He did the research, and he came to the conclusion that hell is the grave. There's no place where you burn in hell forever. And that's the truth. Hell is just the grave. It's a place that you die in. It can also be a condition played on the earth. Now you got Israelites teaching that there's a hell, which is they're leaning toward a Christian, Roman Catholic doctrine. So anyway, what I did was I did a word find on heretic, and I'm going to do a word find on the word hell. It said Oklahoma City, the founder of a former megachurch in Oklahoma, who was, now he founded it, and the leadership of the church, the bishops, the deacons, whatever positions, whatever position they had set up, deacons, bishops, pastors, or whatever, they probably had a council, who was branded a heretic and lost one audience, but gained a new one after he rejected the idea of hell and supported gay rights, where that showed you that he was wrong. His eyes were open to the fact that the word hell in the Bible refers to grave or a pit, a place where the dead go. But he says, but I teach to happy people. Now the scriptures say if you were happy at one time and you stop being happy, you can come into this truth. That's in the scriptures. But you can't be happy and be in the truth at the same time. It said gay rights has died, his agent said Monday. So he was confused any damn way. He probably thought, I know he thought that everybody can be saved. So he was confused anyway. Most High opened his eye to one thing and closed his eyes, both his eyes, to others. Bishop Carlton Person died Sunday night in hospice care in Tulsa due to cancer, said his agent Will Boggle. Person was 70, so he made his three score and 10. And the Christian church in America is dying, mainly because of the whole Hebrew Israelite thing. They're dying, man. All these Christians, they'll find out where you're teaching at, and they'll put their little precepts together, and they'll come down there and show you that the other nations can be saved so they can get up in there. And they always wind up getting, walking down the street with their proverbial tail between their legs. Just like vocab, he's always getting his ass beat spiritually. Okay, it goes on to say membership plummeted to a few hundred by 2008. Now remember, he had a mega church after Pearson began teaching what he called the gospel of inclusion, meaning happy people. You can be happy and be a Christian. A form of universalism which does not recognize hell. Well, he was right on that. Okay, I believe this is it right here. I'm just pulling out certain parts of this article. In 2007, Pearson helped lead hundreds of clergy members from across the nation in urging Congress to pass landmark hate crime and job discrimination measures for happy people. You know what you do to a happy person? It's in the law. Read the law. Person was shunned by other evangelical leaders, branded a heretic, and later became a United Church of Christ minister. Higher dimensions ultimately lost its building to foreclosure, and Pearson preached his final sermon there in September 2008 as the church was absorbed into All Souls Unitarian Church in Tulsa. So Christians are just basically confused. Can you imagine taking all these different Christian denominations? You got vocab there and all. Could you imagine them putting them in a room? It'd be nothing but confusion, man. The Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 10 that you all speak the same thing. They all call themselves Christians, but they all have different doctrines. Catholics believe in purgatory, and they also believe in hell and the worship of Mary. Mary never had sex with Joseph. It's mass confusion. So, you know, you find them ignorant, leave them ignorant. That's also a statement that Paul made. I'm merely paraphrasing. That's in 1 Corinthians 14. So here it is right here. I gotta, like I said, I gotta watch this movie come Sunday. Pearson's beliefs also led to his resignation from the board. See, this happened to us with the House of David when we said that Cornelius was an Israelite. They kicked us out, but now all those people that were there, they now teach that Cornelius is an Israelite. Yeah, Bishop Nate. Bishop Nate stays going off. He stays going off. He's easy, man. He teaching the hell doctrine. Now he reversed himself on that. Now he's teaching Gog and Magog is going to come after 1,000 years of us in the kingdom. Gog and Magog going to gather the nation. They're going to come up against us. He's, you know, because the Spirit is not dealing with him. So you can only take that regurgitation thing so far. That's all he did. He built that church off regurgitating what he learned from One West. Then he changed some things. He had to come off sounding deep. Pearson's beliefs also led to the resignation from the Board of Regents of his alma mater, Oral Roberts unit. Right, he came out of Oral Roberts. I remember that old devil, Oral Roberts. That's when they had every Sunday, the Channel 9 in New York. The whole day was nothing but religious, Edomite Christian shows. Jimmy Swaggart, Rex Humbard, Oral Roberts, Osteen. I remember Osteen's father. Yeah, one after the other, all religious shows, because that's when you had the Blue Laws. Look that up. And a split with the university founder and mentor, evangelist Oral Roberts. He's dead. He got old and died. Oh, he tried to become a mayor. He tried to become a mayor. It said he died of prostate cancer 2 decades ago. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer, but was diagnosed with bladder cancer over the summer. He wasn't eating right. That's from all diseases, for the most part, come from inflammation. Acidic, your organs are acidic. Probably suffered from visceral fat. Look that up. These doctors are beginning to find out that diseases are directly related to diet and lifestyle. Let me see what this says. In 1995, Pearson called Nation of Islam leader Farrakhan a wolf in sheep's clothing for preaching the opposite of Martin Luther King Jr. and criticized the upcoming Million Man March to Washington, D.C. that Farrakhan organized to promote African American unity and family values. And Farrakhan is a lost soul too that doesn't have the truth. Pearson also authored books including The Gospel of Inclusion. That means you could be happy and be a Christian at the same time, reaching beyond religious fundamentalism to the true love of God. That was in the documentary film American Heretics. You might want to try to look that up. The Politics of the Gospel. So let me change this here to hell. Carlson Person, influential mega church founder who rejected the idea of hell, dies at 70. So they're thinking he's in hell. He's in hell. He was branded a heretic for rejecting the idea of hell. And the scripture says, if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Part of the gospel is there's no burning hell that you burn in forever. Which does not recognize hell. So that's the thing that made him controversial. He did, but like I said, if you look him up. And I remember I looked him up, this was maybe about 10 years ago. That was based upon his grandparents that died that were not believers, that were not Christians. And they said they buried in hell. And he couldn't believe that even though they were sinners, they were like, he loved them. So that forced him to do the research. And he said that he went into the Greek word for hell is Hades or Hades, and the Hebrew word for hell is Sheol or Sha'awal, which both mean the pit or the grave. So anyway, you know what I'm gonna do? And I'm gonna close. I said I was gonna make this long. So I looked up the word heretic, heresy. You can also look up the word heresy. Titus 3 verse 10. A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition reject. So I'm going to look up the word heretic. From the Greek.
Strong's G 141. Heretikas. Heretikas.
Heretikas. Fitted or able to take or choose a thing. Schismatic or schism, that's where you get the word schism. Factious, a follower of a false doctrine. Heretic or heresy. Okay. Act of taking capture, e.g. example given, storming a city, choosing choice, that which is chosen, a body of men following their own tenant, sect, or party. Sadducees, Pharisees, Christians. Dissensions arising from diversity of opinions and aims. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom on to the next one. Shalom.